السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وأصلي وأسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. بعد, welcome brothers and sisters and our daily program Prophet Stories. Today we'll talk about a special prophet, and all of them are special, but one of them, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, mentioned him as a father, not as a brother in the night journey. I mean, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam in the night journey, the Isra al-Mi'raj night, he saw 8 prophets alayhim salatu wassalam. And when he met them, they were saying to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, welcome the pious brother. But this Prophet said, welcome the pious son. This prophet is Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, or Ibrahim, as it came in the Quran, Ibrahim, and also you can recite it in the Quran, Ibrahim. I mean, the Quran has more than one kind or one way of recitation. And this is in the field of qira'at, in reciting the Quran. Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. He is also called Abul Anbiya, the father of the prophets. Why? Because all the prophets came after him from his children, alayhi salatu wassalam. Ibrahim, alayhi salatu wassalam, the father of Ishaq and Ismail. Then from Ismail, our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, I don't mean as a direct son, but from his siblings, alayhi salatu wassalam. There was only one prophet from Ismail, alayhi salatu wassalam. And from the Prophet Ishaq, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted him Yaqub, Jacob. And also Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam saw his grandson Jacob. And from Jacob, I mean from Yaqub, Yusuf. And all the other prophets from Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. And of course, Yaqub, Jacob is called Israel. And we read this many times in the Quran and also in the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Brothers and sisters, I like to explain more about the Prophet Ibrahim and to make like long introduction, because it is very important to know that before going further in the story of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. So many times in the Quran you'll find Israel, Bani Israel. Who is Israel? Israel is the other name of Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam, Jacob. So when the scholars say that Ibrahim is the father of the prophets, because all the prophets came from Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam. As I mentioned, brothers and sisters, that our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam met the father of the prophets, Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, in the night journey. And he said to him, the pious son, because he is one of his sons, alayhi salatu wassalam. Ibrahim, how many times Allah mentioned the name of Ibrahim in the Quran? More than 65 times, or exactly 69 times Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam. Who is the father of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam? The name of the father of Ibrahim came one time in the Quran and one time in the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. His name is Azar. So he is Ibrahim ibn Azar. Ibrahim, the son of Azar. So this is the name of the father of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam. So the name of the father of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam is Azar. So now I like to talk about a very important point, which is many people are wondering how the father of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam was a non-Muslim. وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ لِأَبِيهِ آزَرَ. When Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam said to his father, Azar. And the authentic hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said that at the day of judgment, that Ibrahim will meet his father Azar. Then now the next question, how the father of this great prophet, Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, will be a non-Muslim, and he will die as a kafir, as a non-Muslim. and he will be in the hellfire. We say, subhanallah, the Prophet ﷺ told us, and also this is mentioned in the Quran, that the taqwa, the piety, is the main thing, not your family name or your tribe. So the Prophet ﷺ mentioned, "Man batta'a bihi amaluh lam yusra' bihi nasabuh." If your deeds are very weak, if your deeds are not righteous, so your family name will not help you to save you from the hellfire. Because if the family name, if your tribe can help you from the hellfire, then the first one will be the uncle of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Abu Lahab, and he will be in the hellfire. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the full chapter in the Quran about his uncle Abu Lahab and also about his wife. So if the man is a very righteous, pious, like Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, this will not, the level of prophethood will not take the father, if he is a non-Muslim, from the hellfire. Everyone can save himself by his deeds, by his own deeds. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, يَوْمَ يَفِرُّ الْمَرْءُ مِنْ أَخِيهِ وَأُمِّهِ وَأَبِيهِ وَصَاحِبَتِهِ وَبَنِيهِ. The day of judgment, the man will run away, will flee from his wife, children, brothers, sisters, everyone. Nothing will be with you except your deed. The Prophet ﷺ mentioned, when we take the man or woman for his janazah, the funeral, 3 things will follow him: أهله وماله وعمله. His family, his wealth, and his deeds. So after they finish from the janazah, after they bury him, the Prophet ﷺ said, 2 of these 3 will leave him and 1 of them will stay. The wealth and the family will leave him, and his deeds will stay with him in his grave. Subhanallah. So the main thing is your deeds. If you have a righteous deed, Allah will save you from the hellfire. So when you come to the story of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, you will find that Ibrahim is a great messenger, but his father was not Muslim. And when you come to the story of Nuh, as we mentioned previously, alayhi salatu wasalam, we mentioned that Nuh also is a great messenger, but his son and also his wife were not Muslims. Subhanallah. When you come to the story of Asya, okay, who is the husband of this great woman? The worst man, Fir'aun, may Allah curse him. So this is the main lesson, brothers and sisters, that the relationship will not save you from the hellfire. What can help you from the hellfire is your deed, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts your righteous deeds. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from the hellfire. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.